Good evening and welcome to the Cave in Carlsbad, New Mexico. It is time for Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball from Eagle 100.5, the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel, and HobbsAmerica.com. Tonight's game is brought to you by Lee County State Bank, Lasco Construction, Divine Energy, Hobbs Express, Thriftway in La Tienda, Master Plumbers, Eunice Pump and Supply, Bel Air Bowl, TDS Telecom, the First American Bank of Hobbs, Forest Tire Company, Badger Services, and NMR Pipeline. I'm TJ Miracle, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing tonight. Great to have you along as we wrap up the first half of the district season. The Lady Eagles coming in at 21-1, overall number one, still in Class 5A. But more importantly, they are 2-0 in district under head coach Joe Carpenter. On the opposite end of the floor are the Carlsbad Cavegirls under head coach Matt Enlow. They are 16-6 on the season, 1-1 in district, and right now in the Max Preps Matrix, they are the number 12 team in Class 5A. On paper, probably a mismatch, but one thing when you come to Carlsbad, strange things tend to happen, and this Carlsbad team, even though they don't have just a whole lot of offensive firepower, they do have a lot of defensive firepower. Last three games for these Cavegirls, they beat Lovington back a couple of weeks ago in their final pre-district tune-up, 47-42, a game that I think Lovington feels they probably should have won. Carlsbad got very physical at the end and stretched that one out. Then in the district opener, Clovis pulled a bit of an upset as they defeated Carlsbad 35-34. And then on last Friday night, the Cavegirls took on Roswell and beat them 43-42. For your Hobbs Lady Eagles, of course, their last three, their final pre-district tune-up, took it to Artesia 79-30, then went to Roswell and took care of the Lady Coyotes to open district 85-39, and then beat Clovis pretty convincingly last Friday night, 61-19. So the Lady Eagles with the firepower, and they definitely have the defensive chops to get things done too. Now, kind of an uneven game for the Lady Eagles in that game against Clovis. You're going at TJ, they beat them by 42 points. What was uneven about it? Well, it didn't seem like sometimes the offense ever really got on track. Other than Nakaya Mojica, she finished up the game with 24 points, 6 of them from three-point land. She led all the scorers in that game. Brett Clay chipped in with a very workmanlike 10. Then it falls off pretty considerably, but there was a lot of girls who were very consistent. You had Kendall Cunningham with 6, Aliana Armitage with 6 in that game, then 5 points each for Bryn Hargrove and for Madison Zepeda. Caitlin Muniz also chipping in that ball game. Hobbs absolutely dominated on the boards, 27 to, I've left the sheet in the bag, but I think it was 18 rebounds for Clovis in that matchup. So Hobbs, if they can do that and take care of business on the glass, they will be okay. Now, one thing I know the Lady Eagles definitely going to want to keep an eye on are the three-point shooters. I think that's kind of been some of their weakness this season. We've heard Coach Carpenter a couple of times tell us, hey, we've got to do a better job covering those outside shooters, as one of the girls from Roswell just absolutely went off 9 three-pointers in that ball game. She was really all the offense for the Lady Coyotes, but she kept Hobbs at least honest in that game. Not sure if Carlsbad's got a shooter of that magnitude, but they can, if they can find somebody that gets hot and Hobbs fails to guard her, then it could become a much closer game than expected. If you're just joining us, the JV game running a little bit long. Carlsbad putting up more of a fight than I think expected. JV, though, winning 63-28. They didn't stretch it out to over 35 until very, very late in that ball game. Matter of fact, less than a minute left. Stayed around that 24-25 point mark for most of the JV game, but congratulations to the Lady Eagle JV getting the victory tonight. And I will go ahead and apologize in advance for any of the shoddy camera work. We are in court here at the Cave in Carlsbad, and I am running solo tonight. Dawn Morgan is on assignment, so I apologize in advance, but I will keep up with it just as good as I can. We'll take a quick timeout, come back, and continue Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Eagle 100.5, Lee County News and Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. Welcome back to Carlsbad. Getting ready for the tip-off of the final game in the first half of district between your Hobbs Lady Eagles and the home team, the Carlsbad Cavegirls. For Hobbs, pretty much they want to just keep doing exactly what they have been doing all season long. I mean, we've talked about it, really all year, except for that first game against Sandia, and then for the first 3 quarters against Lubbock Cooper. This Hobbs Lady Eagles team has really not been pushed at all. Most of the games, if they have not been running clock runaways, very easily could have been. Of course, here in Carlsbad, one thing about this Cave Girl team, they can be very physical, and if they can out-muscle the Lady Eagles, they could make this an interesting game and maybe finally push the Lady Eagles. And we will have to see. Of course, the Lady Eagles led by the starting 5. I don't have the starters for sure yet, but I can say with almost 100% certainty, it'll be number 4, Madison Zapata, number 14, Brett Clay, number 15, Nakaya Mojica, number 20, Bryn Hargrove, and number 22, Kendall Cunningham. Rest of Coach Joey Carpenter's Lady Eagle squad includes number 10, Addison Everhart, who we will probably see late in this game. She did play in the JV game earlier. Aliana Armitage, she will be off the bench. First opportunity. She really is the 6th woman for this Lady Eagles squad. 23 is Corelli Rivera. Number 24, Carolina Size. She'll also be off the bench early and often. Areli Navarro is number 30. Caselyn Muniz will also be coming off the bench, seeing significant time tonight, number 33. Number 34 is Alana Bolton, and number 52 is Katie Godwin. Don't have the starters yet for the Cave Girls of Carlsbad, but we'll go ahead and run down their roster for head coach Matt Inlow. Number 0 is Hayden Brose. Number 1 is Cameron Zumbrin. Number 3 is Mia Payanis. Number 4, Jayla Bragg. Number 5, Juliette Licon. Number 11 is Talia Payanis. Number 12, Abby Dugan. Number 14 is Kendra Ortega. Number 21, Macy Garcia. Number 23 is Faith Klusner. Number 32 is Serenity Madrano. Number 50 is Jasmine Gonzalez. And number 52 is Rebecca Brown. So again, the Cave Girls with everything to gain here on their home court tonight. Hobbs will still be in control of the district, even if for some reason they were to not wind up victorious tonight, but it could make things interesting because that would tie Hobbs and Carlsbad atop the district at 2-1. So it would make the second half of the district season all the more important. Of course, Carlsbad at number 12 right now would make the girls 5A playoffs, but, and that's always a big but they would not have a home game. They would have to go on the road to face a much higher seed at number 12. They would go to the number 5 seed, and I'd have to take a look and see who that was. I think it's one of the Albuquerque schools. Of course, the Lady Eagles, number 1 right now in state. Don't think there's any doubt that they are going to wind up with a home game in the playoffs. But you got to continue to perform and win just like you've been doing in order for that to happen. I think for the Lady Eagles, the motto for the season very well could be unfinished business. I think they had goals coming in. Number 1, win the holiday tournament. Number 2, win district. And then, of course, number 3, get the Big Blue Trophy and bring it home at the end of the season from the pit in Albuquerque. But we're in the Cave tonight here in Carlsbad. Of course, a big thanks to all of our great sponsors. If you are watching on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, please subscribe, by the way, or on HobbsAmerica.com. You see them there on the bottom of your screen. Be sure you thank those sponsors for making it possible for us to bring you the Hobbs Eagles and Lady Eagles all season, all sports, and never have to charge you like unfortunately too many places try to do and still sell ads, which we don't think is right at all, and we never have to beg you for donations either, and it's because of those great folks you see at the bottom of your screen. I mentioned them as we came on the air. Also, thanks to our friends at Ampersand Media and Design as providing our shirts and some of our other goodies. Also, Zamora's Car Care, keeping our vehicles in fantastic shape, and the Model. Mark and Randy and the crew at the Model, longtime friends, of course, of the station, and all the rest of the sponsors you see there, great supporters of Hobbs Athletics here on Eagle 100.5, Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel, and on HobbsAmerica.com. So the Lady Eagles continuing their warm-up. Carlsbad and the Cavegirls, they have already gone back into their locker room as we prepare for the national anthem and the introduction of the teams and players. Again, tonight's game brought to you by NMR Pipeline, Badger, Forest Tire Company, First American Bank of Hobbs, TDS Telecom, Bel Air Bowl, Eunice Pump and Supply, Master Plumbers, Thriftway and La-Tienda Grocery Stores, Hobbs Express, Divine Energy, Lasco Construction, and Lee County State Bank. We'll take a timeout, come back with the starting lineups for 100% positive, and we will tip off Game 3 of the district slate. Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball continues in a moment here on Eagle 100.5, Lee County News and Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball here on Eagle 100.5, Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel, and on HobbsAmerica.com. I'm TJ Miracle. Thanks for being with us. Evie Stuber in studio, engineering, producing, and wrangling cats tonight. As expected, your starters tonight for the Hobbs Lady Eagles will be number 4, Madison Zapata, number 14, Brett Clay, number 15, Nakaya Mojica, number 20, Bryn Hargrove, and number 22, Kendall Cunningham. For the home team Cavegirls, their starters will be number 0, Hayden Brose, number 1, Cameron Zumbrin, number 12, Abby Dugan, number 50, Jasmine Gonzalez, and number 52, Rebecca Brown. So looks like Coach Enlow choosing to go with a slightly larger lineup with especially Gonzalez and Brown out there at least to start. So the Lady Eagles wearing the road black unis with the gold letters and numbers. Carlsbad in the home whites with the blue letters and numbers. So it'll be Brose to take the jump against Cunningham. And we are ready to go. And the Lady Eagles will control the opening tip with no problem at all as they will bring it into the front court, hand it off, go into the corner, take it on the baseline to Mojica. She is up, and that one is off the mark. Tracking it down, though, is Brett Clay in the corner, and she will not get it saved. So got the rebound, but stepped out. And so it'll go over on to Carlsbad on the out of bounds. Again, I apologize for the shoddy camera work in advance. I am flying solo and we are in court right over the line. Full court press on for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. As into the front court, Dugan will finally get it moved. Carlsbad will take it around, toss it over. That'll wind up in the hands of Zumbrin. Back over to Brose. Back out to Zumbrin near the C at center court, trying to work it inside. Dugan in the right slot, now into the deep right corner with Gonzalez. Pressure for the Lady Eagles and knocked out of bounds into the Hobbs bench by Mojica. Stays Carlsbad basketball. 40 seconds gone. No score in this one. So on the inbound, Carlsbad will maintain possession. Zumbrin over to Brose. Brose picks up the dribble on her very tight. Was Hargrove, but they pick it back up. And a fight for the ball, and Brett Clay is going to come away with it. First turnover for the Cavegirls. Clay going to pull up, wait for some reinforcements, comes into the near corner. Mojica, long cross-court pass to Hargrove. Hargrove back to Mojica, up for Nakai, and bang! Mojica starts the scoring with the three ball, and Hobbs up early, 3-0. On the inbound, it will come into Dugan. She almost gets trapped up. Now to Gonzalez, still in the backcourt, and they will call the 10 seconds. Nice coverage there for the Lady Eagles, and Bryn Hargrove staying very tight on Gonzalez. So give it back to the Lady Eagles at midcourt, forcing the second Carlsbad turnover. 3-0, Hobbs in the lead. Bryn will run the point as she will bring it into the right slot. Now gets a little screen, throw it inside to a wide open Cunningham. Backdoor, Kendall puts it up and in. Coming down the baseline, and Hobbs up early, 5-0. Full court press on once again. Dugan comes to the near side to Brose, and then over to Gonzalez into the front court. Carlsbad will set the offense, 5-0. Hobbs in the lead here early. They'll move it back and work it around. Hobbs keeping everybody out of shooting range right now. Brose to Gonzalez, working the far sideline, then to the left elbow. Turnaround for Dugan, no good, but it works as a pass into Rebecca Brown and up and in. So the oopsie air ball turns into points for Carlsbad. Lady Eagles lead by 3 as a oopsie pass, but somehow Zapata will come away with it. Madison brings it around, gives it to Nakaya, thinks about the 3 ball. Now throws it in, goes to the right block, back to Mojica for 3, and that one is off the mark, but it'll be Cunningham with the rebound, and the Lady Eagles will reset. Back out near center court with Hargrove. She'll give it to Mojica, throw it in, and Hargrove winds up with it back at the top of the arc. That one is off the mark and off of the tip. It'll be Brose who winds up with the rebound, and back down come the Cavegirls. Brown controls it. Now she'll get it to Brose. Brose between the rings to Dugan. Dugan will take it to the right base, give it to Gonzalez in the right corner. Have to reset and throw it back out to Brose. Carlsbad going to just look to slow things down here. Dugan with Cunningham on her very tight. Into the corner, Gonzalez for 3, and that one is going to rattle home. Gonzalez hits the 3 ball, and we are tied at 5 apiece. So Mojica will bring it back down. Hobbs scored the first 5. Carlsbad scored the next 5. Zapata Works it around to Hargrove. Hargrove to Mojica. Dugan gets on her very quickly. Mojica going to bounce it back out to Hargrove. Trying to get it inside to Cunningham in the low post. They'll work it around. Cunningham or to Clay for three from the right slot. That one is up and no good. And it'll be Brown who comes away with the rebound and will leave it off for Dugan. Again, I apologize for the shoddy camera work. I am flying solo tonight. Dugan to the front court under pressure. 5-all halfway through this first quarter. Dugan a little fake and took that slide. And that'll be the third turnover for Carlsbad. Hobbs has got to find a way to capitalize. 3 turnovers, and they have only gotten 2 points out of those 3 turnovers. Carolina Size will check into the ballgame. Aliana Armitage comes off the bench as well for the Lady Eagles. Armitage to the front court, runs the point. She'll take it against Brose. They will work it to Mojica. Back to Armitage, to Clay at the free throw line, to Size. She will pull the three-point trigger, and that one is no good. And the rebound is going to be brought down by Gonzalez. She'll hand it off, and it'll be Dugan. Back to Gonzalez, to Brose into the front court. Dugan with it with 3.5 minutes to go. Long cross-court pass. Gonzalez thinks about the three. Brett gets to her very quickly. Moving it around and continuing to work. There's Greg Haston, former AD. Now the AD here, and a shot partially blocked, and the rebound brought down by Carolina Size. Carolina will run it back down herself. Size to Cunningham, working the left lane. Takes it to the left base, and a whistle sounds, and it'll be out of bounds and a turnover for the Lady Eagles, their second. So Carlsbad basketball as Hobbs came out and scored 5 quick points, but they have stalled out since then. Into the ballgame, Macy Garcia. She'll take it into the front court. Back out to Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Brose at center court. She falls to the court. Mojica trying to tie her up, and Nakia will tie her up. Possession arrow stays with the Cavegirls. Just under 3 minutes to go here in a fast-moving first. 5-5 our score. Hobbs scoring the first 5. Carlsbad scoring the next 5. Garcia looks to inbound. She will to Gonzalez in the backcourt. Brett gets to her quickly. She will cross the timeline. Tries a little spin move. Tries a little pass. It is loose on the floor. And Garcia comes away with it. Out to Dugan. Top of the arc to Brose in the left wing. Thinks about it. Throws the high inlet pass. Gets it into Brown. And she's going to get fouled. Question is it going to be on Sice or is it going to be on Kendall? And I think they're going to call the push on Sice. That'll be her first personal. And it'll be the first team foul on Hobbs. And it'll give Carlsbad an opportunity to take the early lead as Rebecca Brown goes to the line. First one up for Brown is good. And for the first time in an awful long time, the Hobbs Lady Eagles trail in a ball game. Now 6-5. So Brown at the line made the first. Eyes the second. We'll put that one up, and it'll roll home. So now 7-5. Carlsbad with the early lead. 2:43 to go here in the first. Cunningham, Armitage, Sice, Clay, and Mojica on the floor for the Lady Eagles. Armitage runs the point, gives it to Mojica over in the left corner. Get it to Clay. She'll take it to the left base, puts up a shot, no good, but she's fouled. So that'll put Brett at the line to shoot 2. See for sure who they're going to whistle that one on. Going to call it on number 23, Faith Klusner, who just checked in. Her first personal, first team foul on the Cavegirls. So Brett at the line misses the first. Clay normally very reliable from the stripe as Klusner checks out. Jasmine Gonzalez, that's Rebecca Brown, checks back in. Garcia, Gonzalez, Brown, Brose, and Dugan on the floor for Carlsbad, and Brett gets the second one. And Hobbs back to within a point. Brose on the inbound to Dugan under intense pressure from Armitage, and they'll call the block on Aliana. That'll be her first personal, and it'll be the second team foul on the Lady Eagles. So stays Carlsbad basketball from in front of their own bench. 2:28 to go. Carlsbad leading this one 7-6, a low-scoring affair. As Dugan finds a little lane and will take it into the front court. So she'll find a little outlet, find some help, and then to Garcia, partially blocked at the point of the attack. And Cunningham will come away with it, and then she's going to get hammered by Brose. Her first personal, second team foul, fourth turnover for Carlsbad. and give it back to the Lady Eagles. 7-6 our score. Hobbs has not found the offensive rhythm yet as Garcia checks out. Zumbrin will check back in. Clay will inbound it to Bryn Hargrove. Hargrove back in the ball game with 2:10 to go as she'll bring it right over the middle C. To Size, to Hargrove, to Clay, top of the arc. They try and trap her up to Carolina. Now over to Armitage, back to Size. Size picks up the dribble. Will have to get it back to Aliana in the deep right corner, trying to get it into Kendall. And they'll get it to Clay at the free throw line. She runs into a wall of Cavegirls to Hargrove, to Size. Carolina putting it off, pushing it off to Armitage. A little spin move in front of the free throw line to Hargrove. She'll toss it over to Sice. Sice pop a shot from 17 in the left slot, no good. And another rebound by Carlsbad. That's the second for Gonzalez. Well, back up come the Cavegirls as Dugan puts the brakes on. Looked like she was going to try the right lane, but decided better of it. They'll feed it into Brown, and Cunningham will block her and force the turnover. Hobbs has forced 5 turnovers, but they've only got 6 points on the board. Cunningham to Armitage for 3, and in and out, no good, and another rebound for Gonzalez, her third. Hobbs has not been good on the boards. So Dugan to the front court, to Brown, who gives it right back to Dugan on the far sideline. She'll take it to the left baseline, put up a running floater, no good, and it'll be Brett Clay with her second board. Brett keeps it herself. She's going to drive hard to the rack and then gets blocked from behind by Brose. That'll be her second personal. And the third team foul on Carlsbad. Not a shooting foul, so it'll be inbound time for the Lady Eagles. Caselin Muniz will check in for Sice, and she will throw the inbound from just left of the Hobbs bucket. Hobbs going to move around. Sice looks to inbound it, or pardon me. Muniz looking to inbound it. Gets it into Brett, who works it to Aliana. Now back over to Hargrove. Hargrove tossing it over to Muniz. Hobbs has had trouble getting it into the paint. Hargrove thinks about the 3, and she will toss it in as Cunningham goes left base and up and is fouled. Almost got the shot to fall, but she'll head to the line for 2. First real good penetration that they've had. Going to call that one on Rebecca Brown, her first personal, 4th team foul, and Cunningham goes to the line to shoot 2. Kendall at the line, first one is up, and it is good, and we are tied at 7 apiece. As Garcia comes back in for Brose, he's going to have to sit with 2 personals. 32 seconds remaining here in the first. Kendall got the first, will eye the second, puts it up. That one is off the mark, and from the tip, it'll be Garcia with the rebound. Hobbs 50-50 tonight from the line. And we are tied at 7. To the front court with Dugan. She'll hand it off to Zumbrin. Zumbrin to Garcia. Thinks about the 3. She rattled one home earlier. Get it back to her. Clay gets to her quickly. Now back out to Garcia. Back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez moves it around to Garcia, to Dugan. She'll take it on the right base, almost steps out to the free throw line with Gonzalez. Her shot up, no good, and at the buzzer, no rebound, and we have played a quarter here at the Cave in Carlsbad, and we are all tied up at 7 apiece as Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball continues in a moment on Eagle 100.5. Back here in Carlsbad as the Cavegirls giving the Eagles all they want right now. We are tied at 7 apiece. I'm TJ Miracle flying solo tonight. Evie Stuber keeping an eye and an ear on things, running things back at Eagle Central. Hobbs basketball as we start the second. It'll be Muniz in as she will take on Zumbrin. Bounce it over to Mojica. Mojica working against Brose. Takes it into the right lane, pushes it back out. Muniz for three, top of the arc, no good. And Kaysen will wind up with the long rebound. Working on, and that'll be Mojica for three, and that one off the mark. Kendall with the rebound, and she will control it, almost lose it. That'll be her second board. To Brett, to Hargrove. Hargrove to Mojica. Works it around, long cross-court pass, Muniz. To Cunningham. She'll drive right base, toss it out to Mojica for three on the way, and that one off the mark. And it'll be Cunningham with another rebound, and she drives hard to the rack, and then a whistle sounds. And they're going to say she stepped on the sideline, the baseline rather, third turnover for the Lady Eagles. So it'll be Carlsbad basketball, all tied at 7. Hobbs has been all out of sorts on the offensive end of things. Toss it over, that'll be Dugan with Muniz on her. She'll throw the fastball to Gonzalez. Now to the free throw line, back to Dugan, and a travel by Dugan. That'll be the 6th turnover for Carlsbad. First quarter, Hobbs with 4 rebounds, Carlsbad with 5. Hobbs has racked a couple more up there thanks to Kendall Cunningham, but they still haven't managed to get one to go. Hargrove to the front court, gets the pick from Clay, and will back it up. Give it back to Brett. She'll pull the three-point trigger. That one is off the mark, and one and done down as Dugan will pick up the rebound. Mojica gets to her quickly. She'll cross it into the offensive zone for the Cavegirls. Back to Brose to Dugan. Or pardon me, that was Zumbrin. Now to Dugan, outside, and they'll throw it into a wide open Rebecca Brown, and she gives Carlsbad back the lead 9-7. Hobbs offense has sputtered here early. To Muniz in front of the Carlsbad bench, gets a screen from Mojica. Now around to Hargrove. Hargrove to Clay. Clay takes it up, and she'll put up a little shot. That one going to miss, and Gonzalez will have her 4th board of the ball game. Defense doing what they normally do, but the offense has not responded as of yet. Long cross-court pass, 9-7, Carlsbad in the lead. 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter as Dugan will take it through the left lane, put up the sweeping hook, no good, and Brett will have her 3rd rebound. Clay will bring it back down into the Hobbs offensive zone to Muniz. She'll take it on the right base, put up the little 10-foot runner, no good, and it's another one and done, an empty possession for the Lady Eagles. As Dugan will have her 2nd rebound. To the front court come the Cavegirls. That one going to be tipped, but Dugan there to save it. Dugan, no-look pass into the deep left corner. Gonzalez for 3, and that one is in and out, and Brett will have her 4th board of the ball game. Brett will run it back down herself. She'll take it into the right lane, give it off to Hargrove. Hargrove gets bumped, no call. Takes it in, throws it to Mojica, who snuck in back door. Shot up, no good, and the rebound will be brought down by Brown. That'll be her 2nd. Falls to the floor. They're letting them get a little physical here in the first half. 9-7, Carlsbad in the lead. Bad pass and stolen away by Brett Clay. Brett will bring it down. She'll take it through the left lane and then get picked out by Brose. 4th turnover for the Lady Eagles. Back down come the Cavegirls into their offensive end. 4:44 remaining in the first. Dugan almost losing. It'll push it over to Zumbrin. Long cross-court pass, working around to Gonzalez. Gonzalez pushing it back out to Zumbrin near the timeline on the left side of the court from my perspective. A little flip pass to Gonzalez and then right back to Zumbrin to Gonzalez. They're just going to play catch out around the 10-foot line. If the volleyball court was up. A high arcing pass goes over. Now they'll get it back to Gonzalez, and she takes an extra step and travels. 8 turnovers for Carlsbad and only 7 points for Hobbs. Not what you are used to seeing, and timeout is going to be taken by Coach Matt Enlow. 4:14 to go here in the first half. Carlsbad 9, Hobbs 7, back in 30 on Eagle 100.5. Out of the Carlsbad timeout, welcome back to the Cave in Carlsbad on the campus of Carlsbad High. Right now, the Carlsbad Cavegirls taking it to the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Well, not taking it to them, but Hobbs playing a very un-Hobbs-like first half as Carlsbad leading 9-7. We talked about it. Carlsbad, while they are not explosive offensively, they can give you fits defensively with their size, and they have been. As Zapata back into the ball game, get it over to Hargrove in the deep left corner. Bren moves it around, trying to get it to Armitage, and Aliana not able to handle it. 5th turnover for the Lady Eagles. And give it back to the Cavegirls right at the halfway mark of this first period. And timeout going to be taken by Coach Joey Carpenter. It is just a 30, so we'll keep it right here. Say a big thank you to our friends over at Lee County State Bank, Lasco Construction, Divine Energy, Hobbs Express, Thriftway, and La Tienda Grocery Stores, Master Plumbers, Eunice Pump and Supply, Bel Air Bowling, TDS Telecom, First American Bank of Hobbs, Forest Tire Company, Badger, and NMR Pipeline. It's because of those folks that we can bring you these games absolutely free of charge, both on HobbsAmerica.com and the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel. And, of course, right here on Eagle 100.5. So it'll be Carlsbad basketball out of the Eagles timeout. And full court press is on, but Carlsbad will save it into the hands of Dugan. Zapata on her tight. Alana Bolton into the ball game for the first time for the Lady Eagles, giving Cunningham a bit of a break. She's been battling with Gonzalez and Brown underneath. Give it to Dugan, deep left corner, almost loses it. She works against Zapata, gets a little pick from Brose, who will just work it back around as she winds up with possession of it. Mojica on her tight. She'll take it to the left elbow, back to Dugan. Dugan cycles from the left to the right, goes into the lane, puts up a wild shot. That one is off the mark, but it'll be Brose with the rebound, and they'll reset. Dugan for 3, no good. And Gonzalez will have her 5th board, and Carlsbad with another opportunity to reset. 3:17 to go first half. Carlsbad 9, Hobbs 7. Gonzalez picks up the dribble. Mojica on her tight. She'll hand it to Brose. Brose, no look. Little push pass into the left corner. Now it winds up in the hands of Zumbrin. Top of the arc with Gonzalez. Mojica comes out on her. Over to Dugan, who runs into Zumbrin, and they'll just have to put it back out and reset. Gonzalez to Zumbrin, left corner for 3. It's an air ball, but right into the hands of Brown, and she is fouled. She'll head to the line. They are going to call the block foul on Bolton. That'll be her first personal. First team foul on Hobbs, and Brown goes to the line to try and extend this Carlsbad lead. 9-7 the score. Hockey line change coming in for the Lady Eagles. Clay, Cunningham, Seiss, Caselin Muniz, and I believe that's Addison Everhart. Is Brown at the line for the and one, no good, and it'll be Cunningham with her fourth board of the ball game. Seiss to the front court. Hobbs trailing by a score of 11-7. Give it over to Addison, and then trying to feed it inside, and Hobbs will turn it over for the 6th time. So Carlsbad will get to reset with 2.5 minutes to go. We talked about it. Hobbs has not really been pushed since the first game of the season. Well, Carlsbad is pushing here as Dugan goes in, puts up the hook shot, and it is up and in. Dugan, her first points of the ball game, makes this a 13-7 Carlsbad lead. Give it back to Clay, throw it into the middle, and that one is going to be picked off and stolen away. Another time down the floor, 7 points for Hobbs, 7 turnovers. When was the last time you saw a Hobbs Lady Eagle team be this discombobulated on offense? Throw it into Dugan as she'll run it through the lane, and another trick shot up and in as she split the Lady Eagle defense. Now an 8-point lead for the Cavegirls. Again, weird things happen in here as they'll try and throw it in, and Dugan will take it away. 8 turnovers now for Hobbs. Hobbs has not scored yet in this quarter. Move it around, get it into Brown. Take it on the right baseline, and then Kendall runs her out. In front of the Hobbs bench, she needs some help. She'll just have to bounce it out to Gonzalez near the top of the arc. Gonzalez gets the pick from Dugan, now uses up her dribble. Brose going to come around. They'll feed it into Dugan. Now she'll throw it out, but she took an extra step before she tossed it to Zumbrin, who had the wide open 3. It'll be the 9th turnover for the Cavegirls. The blue and white faithful not liking it. The black and gold faithful thinking, all right, maybe this will spark us off. Hobbs down by 8. 1 minute to go here in the first half. As that'll be Everhart. Then the 3 for Muniz, and bang, Caseland finally breaks the ice here on the second quarter. Gets Hobbs back to within 5. Full court pressure on. Everhart works against Gonzalez into the front court. Gonzalez pushes off, now picks up her dribble. Give it to Dugan. Dugan takes it to the right block. Then he'll sling it out to Zumbrin. Zumbrin fighting against Clay. Clay will steal it away, and then Clay will take it coast to coast. And is fouled coming back down. So they are going to call that on Zumbrin. That'll be her first personal, first team foul. And so it'll be Clay at the line to shoot 2. Clay 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Somebody in the stand yelling, come on, ref. Yeah, I think that maybe goes both ways there, bud. And so Brett will get the first to fall. As subs coming in for the Lady Eagles as Muniz, Size, and Everhart come off. Mojica, Hargrove, and Zepeda back in. Brett Clay at the line. The Air Force commit made the first. Eyes the second, and she'll bury them both. So now Hobbs back to within 3. 15-12. Full court pressure is on. It'll be Dugan to the front court. With 20 seconds remaining here in the first. And the pocket is picked as Hargrove takes it away. 11th turnover. Bryn back down across the sea. She pulls out behind the back pass to Mojica Nakaya, and she's going to get fouled. Carlsbad wanting to travel, not going to get it, and they will call the hack foul. The Boo Birds in blue are out. They'll call that one on Brown. That'll be her second personal, just the second team foul. So Hobbs to inbound it from underneath their own bucket with 10 seconds to go and trailing by 3 here in the first half. Get it into Cunningham. Cunningham gets it poked and almost stolen away as Brose will swat it away and goes 5 rows into the stands. Some kid caught it in his popcorn. You might want to check, make sure there's no grease on that ball. Mojica to inbound it with 7 seconds. Get it into Hargrove. Hargrove throw it into Cunningham. 10-footer from the left base. Up, no good. And the rebound going to be brought down by Gonzalez at the buzzer. We have got the makings of an upset going on here tonight in Carlsbad. Carlsbad 15, Hobbs 12. We're back with your halftime report right after this. Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball continues in a moment on Eagle 100.5. And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball here on Eagle 100.5, also on the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel and on HobbsAmerica.com. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan on assignment tonight. Evie Stuber keeping an eye and an ear on things, engineering and producing back at One Radio Square. So, yeah, the score bug, if you're watching, is not incorrect. It is Carlsbad with the lead, 15-12. Yes, the Hobbs Lady Eagles only scoring 12 points in the first quarter. That's it. Wow. So let's take a look at the numbers in this one. We will start with the Cavegirls. Rebecca Brown, their leading scorer. She's got 8 points in the first half. Abby Dugan with 4. Jasmine Gonzalez with 3. And that's all the scoring for the Cavegirls. Yeah, 7 points in the first, 8 in the second. That's all they managed. But Hobbs didn't manage any better. Carlsbad in the first half goes 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Gonzalez, their leading rebounder, with 6. And Carlsbad winning the rebounding battle. They had 13 in the first half, but they did turn the ball over 11 times. Turning the page for your Hobbs Lady Eagles. Well, we've got 4 girls in the scorebook, and all of them have the exact same score. Brett Clay with 3, Nakaya Mojica with 3, Kendall Cunningham with 3, Caitlin Muniz with 3. That's the scoring. Brett Clay, Kendall Cunningham, each with 4 boards in that first half. Hobbs going 4 of 6. From the free throw line, from the glass, just 10 rebounds as a team. That's it. So Hobbs out-rebounded. They turned the ball over 8 times. Carlsbad much better capitalizing on them than the Hobbs Lady Eagles were. Hobbs with 7 points in the first, just 5 points in the second quarter. I mean, this is a Hobbs Lady Eagles team that can peel off 12 points in, a minute or less, and we're held to 12 points in the entire first half as the Carlsbad Cavegirls defense just absolutely stymieing the Lady Eagles. For the Lady Eagles, key to the second half, they are going to have to find their shots. They have gotten the open looks from beyond the arc, but they have not gotten them to fall. For Hobbs in that first half, Nakaya Mojica and Caitlin Muniz each rattling home threes, but that was it. I don't know how many that they lost. Just not getting them to rattle home. Their short-range stuff wasn't going in either. The Cavegirls have done a very good job of keeping the Lady Eagles out of the lane, out of the paint. And they have used Gonzalez and Brown to mass effect, keeping Hobbs pushed out, and then keeping Brose and Zumbrin and Dugan running around, keeping the mid-range shooters and the outside shooters pretty much at bay. So Hobbs has got to find a way to get some paint penetration back, and they've got to find a little offensive rhythm. The defense did a great job. 15 points, all they allowed to Carlsbad, but that 15 points gives them a 3-point lead going into the second half. So the Lady Eagles with their work cut out for them. Of course, this is a Hobbs team, like I said, that is capable of putting up 12 points in about a minute. So they could definitely turn the Jets on and stretch this one out. Carlsbad going to keep trying to do exactly what they've been doing. Frustrate Hobbs, keep them from doing what they want to do and controlling the basketball. Coach Enlow has taken the look of let's just slow it down. Let's keep Hobbs from being able to run and gun, and the stymieing effect has really kind of kept the Lady Eagles at bay to the tune of just 12 points. Well, we talked about it in the pregame show, though. Hobbs has not really been pushed since that first game of the season. Lubbock Cooper maybe a little bit, but really not since then. They've just been absolutely running away with things, and I think with Carlsbad and these Cavegirls, I don't think it'd matter if they were 16-6, which they are, or 6-16. You get into this building and they play extremely good basketball. They play much better here than they do on the road historically and generally. But they are giving the Hobbs Lady Eagles all they are worth right now. And Carlsbad has the lead, as we mentioned again, 15-12 as we go to the second half. So we'll go ahead and take a 2.5-minute timeout, come back with the second half of action. This is Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on KEJL, Humboldt City Hobbs, K263AZ Hobbs, Eagle 100.5, the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel, and HobbsAmerica.com. Welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball here on Eagle 100.5, Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com. For the first time since the first game of the season, the Hobbs Lady Eagles trailing at halftime 15-12 as we start this second half of action. I'm TJ Miracle. Tiffany V. Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Looks like you're going to have the starters on the floor for Carlsbad. That is Brose, Zumbrin, Dugan, Gonzalez, and Brown. For the Lady Eagles, they're going to go with Clay, Mojica, Hargrove, Cunningham, and Armitage to start the first half. So it'll be Hobbs basketball to start things off, and Mojica will inbound it from midcourt, and we are underway here in the second half. Back to Mojica from Hargrove. Hargrove to the top of the arc. She'll push it over to Armitage in the right corner. Back to Bren. She'll take it to the free throw line. Ooh, slipping and sliding. Gets it out to Armitage. Gets the on the baseline and then out to Cunningham. Misses the 15-footer from the free throw line. The rebound going to be brought down by Dugan, and then she is fouled by Armitage. Only on a second personal. And that'll be the first team foul on Hobbs. So it'll be Carlsbad basketball just underway as Hobbs another empty possession. Full court press is on for the Lady Eagles. Dugan gets it in right at the 5 count. We'll get it in to Gonzalez. Gonzalez back to Dugan, and Armitage knocks it away and into the Lady Eagles bench. Good body control to get ball and not body there. As now Gonzalez will inbound it from in front of the Hobbs Lady Eagles bench. Toss it in, and Armitage will knock it away again from Dugan. And so Gonzalez will just move down to the other end of the bench and try again. Looking to get it in, 4.5, 4 3/4, and Dugan will finally get it on the far side of the court as Armitage on her very tight. She'll cross the C at center court in time. Tossing it over, and then Gonzalez for 3, and she will rattle home her second 3 of the ball game. She's got 6 points, and that puts Carlsbad up 18-12 to the front court free throw line. That one is off the mark by Hargrove, and the rebound brought down by Dugan. That'll be her 4th. Dugan, though, tripping up, losing the basketball. Armitage gets to it, looks for help as Dugan goes superwoman on the floor, and they'll call jump ball, and it'll be Carlsbad basketball. They will maintain possession. There's Armitage up, and she is wincing. I think she caught a heel to the head on that one, and timeout is going to be taken by Coach Joey Carpenter with 7:02 remaining. It's a 30, so we'll just keep it right here. 18-12, Carlsbad trying to pull the upset of the week here at their home court in Carlsbad against the Lady Eagles. KEJL, Humble City Hobbs, K263AZ Hobbs, your home for Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball. Well, thanks so much for being with us. Of course, after tonight, District will continue on Tuesday night. Roswell High will be coming to town to start the second half of District. Of course, can't worry about that tonight. Got to worry about this one in front of you. It's Carlsbad basketball. And it'll be Dugan who takes the inbound. Armitage on her tight. Push it out to Brose. Brose gets it out, and a three-pointer on the way, and that one short. Dugan with the rebound. Her putback won't fall, and then whistles sound. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carlsbad. It will be Hobbs basketball. Now trailing by 6. Seems like there was a point in that Sandia game. First game of the season, they trailed by 8, but they have not trailed since. That's been a long time ago to Mojica in the left slot for 3. That one off the mark. Kendall is there with the rebound. She gets mugged, but no call. She'll put it back out. Give it off to Mojica, to Clay, and then Clay overthrows Cunningham at the right baseline. 9th turnover for Hobbs. So give it back to Carlsbad with 6.5 to go here in the third. Dugan looks to inbound. She'll push it into Brose. Mojica immediately picks her up. Brose gets her pocket picked. Nakaya gets it, and then she gets fouled by Brose. I think just a little bit of a frustration foul there on Brose. That'll be her first. That'll be her third personal, first team foul in the quarter. So Hobbs maintains possession. Garcia going to come in for Brose. Hargrove, Mojica, Clay, Cunningham, and Armitage on the floor for the Lady Eagles. Garcia, Zumbrin, Brown, Dugan as Armitage takes it through the left base, then weaves through traffic, and she'll put up the little punch shot and up and in. Armitage with her first bucket of the ball game. Hobbs back to within 4. Full court pressure on. 6 minutes to go in the third. 18-14. Cavegirls in the lead. Dugan to the front court, pulls up, shoots the 3 ball. That one off the mark, and it'll be Brett Clay with the rebound, her 5th. Brett will bring it back down the court, takes it to the left baseline and up and in. Hobbs Lady Eagles starting to run just a little bit. Back to within 2, 18-16. Full court pressure is on. Toss it in the 5-second violation. That'll be turnover number 13 for Carlsbad, and give it to Hobbs in their offensive end. So now Hobbs looking to run. And it'll be Mojica to inbound it as Brose will check back in for Garcia. So now Mojica looks to toss it in. She will to Clay. Clay gets it at the left elbow. Takes it across to the right side. Give it off to Hargrove. Out to Armitage. Armitage, the little head fake. Goes to the left block. Goes to the left base. And then travels before she can put up the hook shot and get fouled. 10th turnover for Hobbs. And give it right back to Carlsbad. 5.5 minutes to go here in the third. A low-scoring affair, especially by Lady Eagles standards. 18-16. Carlsbad in the lead. Brose will take the inbound, weaves and finds her way to center court, and then picks up the dribble, needs some help. She's going to have to come back. She'll bounce it over to Brown right at the timeline, too. Brown working against Cunningham, bounces it, and that one is going to get away, and it'll be Hargrove who comes away with it for the Lady Eagles. Bren throws it over to a wide-open Cunningham. Brown gets to her quickly, and then Kendall will lean in and put it off the left glass, and we are tied at 18 apiece. Full court press on once again for the Lady Eagles. Garcia, and then an Armitage bump foul on Dugan. Her 3rd personal, 2nd team foul on the Lady Eagles. Caitlin Muniz going to have to check in now as Armitage checks out. But the Lady Eagles right now on a 6-3 run, and they have tied this one up. Carlsbad basketball from the left sideline. Is trying to get it in and does right at the 5 count is Gonzalez. She'll toss it in. That will be into the hands of Dugan, who works against Clay. Dugan tossing it over to the right base with Brown, then back out, and that one going to be tipped away. It is a foot race down the court, and Hobbs not able to get to it in time. With Mojica and Clay both in sprint mode, but not able to get to it, is now Mojica going to check out, and Madison Zapata going to check in. Zapata, Muniz, Cunningham, Clay, and Hargrove on the floor for the Lady Eagles. Guarding Gonzalez on the inbound is Muniz, and she doesn't get it in time. That'll be the 15th turnover for Carlsbad, and Hobbs will take it on their own baseline with a chance to take the lead for the first time since very early in this contest. As Hargrove will toss it in, will get it out to Madison back at the 10-foot line. She'll take it onto the right side. Is pushed out by Gonzalez. Out to Muniz. Over to Hargrove. Hargrove from the left wing for 3 off the mark, but Caitlin is there with the rebound and the putback. And Hobbs has come back and has retaken the lead, 20-18, their first lead since about 3 minutes into the first quarter. Into the front court with Gonzalez. Muniz on her title. Hand it to Brose. Picks up the dribble. And then jump ball going to be called. It'll stay Carlsbad basketball. So Hobbs ties them up with the blue-clad Bluebirds out once again. Hobbs up 20-18. As the offense finally starting to breathe a little bit into Dugan trying to get to it, and right underneath me, it'll be out of bounds. I think that is going to stay Carlsbad basketball. I can't actually see it. The camera hangs over a little bit, so it can see more than I can. So from the corner, and the inbound going to come into Gonzalez. As Gonzalez picks up the dribble, needs some help to Brose. She'll lean it in and up and in. Hayden Brose, her first bucket of the ball game. Ties this one up at 20 apiece as Hobbs now running it back down with Zapata. Halfway through the third, 18-footer on the way, and no good for Clay. And Cunningham and Gonzalez fight for it. Kendall will wind up coming away with it. Jump ball called. And the possession arrow stays Hobbs basketball. All tied at 20. Zapata looking to inbound it. She'll just try and push it in, and then a foul going to get called as they are going to call Jasmine Gonzalez for the push, her first personal. Second team foul on Carlsbad. Stays Hobbs basketball as Armitage comes in for Hargrove. And she'll take it over into the far left corner. Zepeda looks to inbound it. She'll push it into Cunningham in the high post. She'll take it hard to the rack, put up a shot, no good. Rebound going to be brought down by Klusner. And the empty possessions continue. To the front court with Brose. Crossing over, Clay picks her up. Brose, nifty little spin move, now uses up the dribble, bounces it to Dugan. She'll take it over, and she's going to get blocked by Cunningham, but fouled. First personal on Kendall, didn't get it quite clean. That'll be the third team foul on Hobbs. And that is going to put Abby Dugan at the line to shoot 2. So Dugan at the line, has 4 points, tries to give Carlsbad back the lead, and she will as she drains the first. 21-20 the score. Cunningham outsize in. Gonzalez out, Brown in. You've got Clay and Seiss in the front court. As Dugan on the way and rattles that one home. 22-20 is the inbound to Zepeda. Madison to the front court. Bouncing it into the left corner. Thinking about the three was Muniz. She gets it back from Seiss, who gives it back to Seiss. Carolina had the open look, but Hobbs choosing to run it out. To Armitage on the right baseline, takes it through, finds a little space in front, puts up a shot, no good, but she's fouled. That'll put Aliana at the line. They're going to call the hack on Rebecca Brown. That'll be her third personal, third team foul on the Cavegirls. And now Armitage at the line. Armitage puts up the first, and it is off the mark, no good. Hobbs now 4 of 7 from the free throw line. As Klusner checks out, Gonzalez checks back in with 3:15 to go. That'll put Brown and Gonzalez in the blocks. The front ones for Carlsbad. Armitage, her second is up, and it is off the mark, but Zepeda comes away with it. She'll turn around, fall away from 12, no good, and it'll be Brose having her. She'll get her third, but then she gets her pocket picked and back into the hands of the Lady Eagles. Move it around, Muniz to Clay, right corner for 3. That one is going to be short, and it'll be Brown with her third board of the ball game, and Carlsbad will trigger it back the other way. Carlsbad 22, Hobbs 20, 2:50 remaining here in the third. Dugan to Zumbrin, to Gonzalez. Gonzalez going to turn around from 15, put it up from the baseline, and is fouled. She'll head to the line. They're going to call the hack. I think they're going to get Armitage. They haven't put it up on the board yet, but Gonzalez to the line. Puts up the first and makes it. Carlsbad back up by 3. Their last 3 points have come from the line. They're checking on the, going to call that. Going to call it on Armitage. That'll be her fourth personal. Aliana going to have to sit down. As Coach Carpenter and Coach Seiss both asking, hey, why didn't you call that one immediately? And they're going to actually switch that to Carolina Seiss, so that'll take one off the board for Aliana. Gonzalez at the line, got the first. She's got 7 in the ball game, and make it 8. So now Carlsbad has scored 4 unanswered points and has retaken the lead, 24-20. Zepeda to the front court, working against Zumbrin. To Muniz, right wing for 3, off the mark, and it'll be Brown with another rebound. That'll be her 4th. The empty possessions piling up for Hobbs. As Carlsbad trying to pull the upset here tonight. And a foul on Armitage. That will be Aliana's 4th. And that will also put Carlsbad in the bonus for the last 2:18 of the quarter. And so that'll put Dugan at the line to shoot 2. As the Lady Eagles preparing for a hockey line change, is Dugan to the line where she's 2 of 2. She's got 6 points. First one on the way for Dugan is up, and it is good. Last 5 points for the Cavegirls have all come from the charity stripe. It's Cunningham, Mojica, Hargrove in. Clay and Zepeda staying on the floor. It's the 5 starters for the Lady Eagles. So Dugan at the line, puts up the second and drains it. Now 26-22 possession ball game with 2:15 to go here in the third. Mojica to the front court, gives it off to Hargrove, now to Clay. With Brose on her, that's Cunningham. Over to Zepeda, now to Clay, there we go. And to Hargrove, to Mojica, top of the arc, work it around Zepeda, right wing, three on the way, in and out. And Gonzalez will have her 7th board of the ball game. And back down comes Carlsbad. And a whistle sounds and a travel going to be called on Zumbrin. 17th turnover for the Cavegirls. So back to the Lady Eagles. They've had their opportunities. They forced 17 turnovers, but have not cashed in on hardly any of them. Back down comes Hobbs. Push it to Clay, to Mojica, to Hargrove. Left corner, 3 ball, and that one is in and out. It'll be Brent with the rebound. She'll take it up, and she'll go across the lane and up on the right side and punch it in. Hobbs cuts it to a 4-point Carlsbad lead. They've got to keep the intensity up. 90 seconds to go in the third. Gonzalez picks up the dribble, but Dugan is there to save her on the push pass. Get it over to Brose, and she'll bank it up off the glass. Hayden Brose now with 4 points in the ball game. 28-22. Zepeda back down for Hobbs. Give it to Cunningham, to Mojica for 3. That one off the mark, and the rebound by Dugan, her 6th. 1 minute to go here in the third. Carlsbad up by 6. That one going to be tipped, but Brose is there to save it. Mojica picks her up very quickly. Push it back out, and Brent Hargrove will steal it away. Forcing another turnover. Hargrove down, throws it into the left corner, too hard. Now to Cunningham, she'll take it through. Push it to Hargrove, right side. Her 3 ball is off the mark, and Gonzalez has her 8th board of the ball game. Forced the turnover, but another empty possession for Hobbs. 35 seconds remaining here in the first, or in the third, I should say. Give it to Brose in the right slot. She'll take it across, go to the left slot, pick up the dribble. Now she'll have to hand it off to Dugan. 22 seconds to go. Clay with her, throw the fastball into Gonzalez, and she'll travel trying to get position. 19th turnover for Carlsbad, but Hobbs has not been able to cash in on any of them tonight. So it'll be Lady Eagle basketball, and a whistle sounds as Garcia going to check back in. She'll come in for Zumbrin. So it'll be Hobbs basketball from left of their own bucket. 16 seconds to go as they battled back and took the lead at 20-18, but it has been a 10-2 run for Carlsbad since that point. 16 seconds remaining here in the third. And not sure what the holdup is here. One of the officials is over talking to the scorer's table. I think there may be some questions about something going on in the stands, but again, not sure what the holdup is here. There's one official. They've got another official over at the scorer's table. He's talking to them about what's going on. I think there might have been some question about the time on the clock. I think there's more than 1.8 seconds left. There should be about 16, maybe 18 seconds. Okay, they're going to put 18 seconds on the clock. Good catch by Joey Carpenter and Coach Size and the rest of the Hobbs coaching staff. So Hobbs with 18 seconds as Hargrove will get the inbound from Mojica. To the front court, give it back to Nakaya. Throw it to the right elbow. Now get it back Nakaya for 3. That one is off the mark. Brett will fight for the rebound, and then they're going to call jump ball, and it'll be Carlsbad basketball. She gets tied up by Dugan. 4 seconds remaining here in the third as Gonzalez will inbound it to Brown with 3, with 2 to Dugan, and she will not get it off in time, and it goes in and out, and we head to the fourth. It is Carlsbad 28, Hobbs 22. We're back for the fourth quarter as Lady Eagle basketball continues in a moment on Eagle 100.5. Time for the fourth quarter here in Carlsbad. The Cavegirls trying to upset the number one Hobbs Lady Eagles. They lead by 6 going to the fourth quarter. It is Hobbs basketball, though. The Lady Eagles have been stone cold from the field. To Clay, to Hargrove, to Mojica, top of the arc, get it over to Zepeda, back to Mojica. The Lady Eagles are going to work it around. They've had some shots, they've just missed them. A lot of wide open looks at 3. They've managed to get some penetration in the third, but had trouble getting anything to go down. Mojica gets a little pick from Cunningham, picks it back out to Hargrove. To Zepeda, working the left side. Long cross-court pass to Mojica. She'll pull the three-point trigger. It's an air ball and goes out of bounds because it didn't hit anything. That'll go in the books as a turnover for Hobbs. As Armitage will come into the ballgame, she's got 4 points and 4 not turnovers. I'm going to learn how to read my own handwriting. 2 points and 4 personal fouls. That's what I'm trying to say. Full court press is on as Clay pressures Gonzalez, who gets it across the timeline under pressure. Almost loses the dribble, picks it up. She'll move it over to Dugan. Dugan to Zumbrin for 3, no good, and Cunningham will come away with the rebound. Kendall's 7th. Kendall keeps it herself. Fakes the pass out and takes it up and home. 7 points in the game for Kendall, and Hobbs will break the ice here in the fourth. They're going to have to turn the intensity on and battle. 28-24, Carlsbad in the lead, 1 minute gone. Dugan gets popped from behind and it'll wind up in the hands of Cunningham. Nice job by Clay. Give it off to Clay. Clay will take it to the right block. Give it over to Cunningham, and she's going to get fouled, taking it up the right baseline. Kendall will head to the line to shoot 2. Clay up. I think she got popped in the face by Brown. As they're going to call the hold foul on Brose. That'll be her 4th personal. First team foul in the 4th, and Cunningham to the line. Hobbs only 50-50 tonight from the stripe, 4 of 8. Kendall's first trip to the line since the first quarter and misses that one. Hobbs under 50% from the free throw line tonight. The Lady Eagles have had trouble getting things to fall here at the Cave. Kendall eyes the second, will put it up, and that one nothing but the bottom of the net. So now 28-25. Hobbs back to within a possession with 6.5 to go here in the game. Dugan to the front court to Garcia. Armitage picks her up quickly. Garcia picks up and uses up her dribble. Needs some help. Brose will be there to help her. Bounce it over to Brown. Cunningham on her tight and quickly. Brown now using up the dribble. Back to Garcia with Hargrove on her. Throw it in. Dugan then gets screened out, and Cunningham blocks her from behind and right into the hands of Brett Clay. Brett will feed it forward. Lady Eagles trying to mount the comeback here and put up the underhand shot by Armitage. No good, but she gets her own rebound. Feed it out to Hargrove. Wide open right corner for 3, and bang! Welcome back, Brent Hargrove. Welcome to the scorebook, Brent, and we are tied again at 28 all. Dugan to the front court. Gets the screen from Garcia. Will have to give it off to Brose. To Garcia. Zepeda stays on her. Flip it back out, and Armitage almost picking the pocket of Dugan. She'll race back down and get to it, and it will be stolen away. Good hustle. And to Armitage, left block, up and in for 3, and Hobbs is taking the lead after forcing the turnovers and cashing in. Timeout by Coach Matt Enlow. 5:25 remaining in the ball game. It is Hobbs 30, Carlsbad 28. We're back in a minute on Eagle 100.5. An 8-0 run to start this fourth quarter has given Hobbs the 30-28 lead. Welcome back to the Cave. I'm TJ Miracle. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. It'll be Cave Girl basketball as Brown will try and get it into Garcia, but Hobbs says no, that's okay, as Clay will take it. To Mojica, left wing for three. That one is off the mark. Battle for the rebound, and Gonzalez will come away with her ninth. Little bounce pass across the baseline to Dugan, trying to break the Hobbs pressure. Back to Gonzalez, who will take it across the timeline on the far sideline. To Brose, working against Zepeda. Spin move, tossing it into the corner, trying to save it, but cannot. And it'll be Hobbs basketball on the 24th turnover forced on Carlsbad. Now the inbound from Zepeda to Hargrove. Bryn to the front court to Armitage, who's out there with 4 fouls. Push it to Clay. She'll take it to the free throw line, uses up the dribble. Push it back out to Hargrove. Bryn cycles around, takes it in front of the Hobbs Late Eagles bench. Push it back out to Zepeda, working between the rings. 4.5 to go. Hobbs up by 2. To Bryn, right wing, 3 on the way. That one is off the mark, but Zepeda with the rebound, and her putback goes home. So Hobbs up by 4, and the inbound is stolen away. Another turnover. Hargrove trying to get it over to Cunningham, and she will throw it off of Garcia, but they say Cunningham touched it last. Hobbs forces the turnover, but then turns it right back over. 13, make that 12 turnovers for Hobbs. And only a 4-point lead. Throw the Hail Mary down to Dugan, and she will go through, and she will get it up and in. Abby Dugan now with 10, leads the Cave Girls. So Hobbs back down. Gonna set the offense up 32-30. Have trailed most of this game to the free throw line with Clay. Clay kicks it out to Armitage. Armitage runs into Garcia. Now she'll take it all the way through. Bounce pass to Zepeda, deep right corner. Almost loses the basketball. Gets punched away by Brose, and they're going to say she stepped on the sideline. That'll be the 13th turnover for Hobbs, and give it to Carlsbad in front of the Hobbs bench. Clay, Mojica, Cunningham, Hargrove, and Armitage on the floor for the Eagles. Brose, Garcia, Dugan, Gonzalez, and Brown on the floor for the Cave Girls. We are at the halfway mark now of the fourth quarter. Dugan works against Mojica. Finally gets it across the timeline. Runs in, throws the fastball to Brown in the left block. Up and no good, and it'll be Armitage with the rebound. Aliana, that'll be her second. She'll bounce it to Clay. Clay to the right blocks. Tosses over into the right corner. Give it to Kendall, 12-footer, left side, no good, off of the tip, still loose, and it'll be Armitage who ultimately controls it. Armitage takes it on the left baseline, goes hard to the rack, and is fouled by Brown. That'll be her 4th personal. Second team foul of the quarter on Carlsbad, and Armitage to the line to shoot 2. Aliana with 4 points. Is 0 for from the stripe, 0 for 2 from the line, but a chance to stretch the Hobbs lead, and she will get nothing but the bottom of the net. That makes it a full one possession game, 33-30, and timeout going to be taken by the Lady Eagles. 3:31 to go here in the ball game. Hobbs 33, Carlsbad 30. We're back in a minute on Eagle 100.5. Armitage back on the line after the Cave Girl timeout as Armitage made the first, alive the second. Hobbs up by 3. So now a three-pointer won't tie it or win it. Armitage would like to make it 4 to make this a conventional two-possession ball game, as Armitage, nothing but the bottom of the net, not going to freeze her out. Now it is 34-30 as the full court pressure stays on. Dugan works against Mojica. She'll take it into the left wing. Nakaya, though, will run around. Dugan makes a little nifty move, and she'll drive in hard. Brown there with the rebound and the putback. Her 5th board, her 10th point of the ball game. Now 34-32, 3:13 to go. Mojica to the front court, leave it off for Cunningham in the right corner. Back to Nakaya, throw the fastball. Then they'll get it to Clay. The head fake as she'll take it through the right lane and count the bucket and the foul as she goes against Brown, and that'll do it for Brown. As up and in for Brett Clay. 9 points now for Brett Clay. 36-32. As Brown fouling out of the ballgame, she'll finish up with 10 points and 5 rebounds, and Hobbs will be glad to not see her in the lane anymore. So Brett Clay at the line for the and one. And put it up and rattle it home, 3 the old-fashioned way. And Hobbs up 37-32, 5 points ahead. Their biggest lead of the ballgame, ties their biggest lead of the ballgame with 3 minutes to go. Here in the third, Carlsbad has given the Lady Eagles everything they could handle tonight, and it ain't over yet. To Klusner, who checks in for Brown. Cunningham on her tight. They throw it, try to give the little move over to Zumbrin, and Clay will steal it away. And Hobbs will slow things down a little bit. I don't think that's the right move, but Carlsbad gonna maybe force some of that. Give it to Hargrove. Her 3 is triggered part of the Hobbs comeback. Bren to the front court, into the left wing. Leave it out for Clay. Bounce pass back to Bren. Now Armitage in the deep left corner. 2:21 to go. Throw it right elbow. Clay push it back out to Armitage, and then Brett will come right back and take it back to Hargrove. The Highlands commit. Back over to Brett. She'll pull an 18-footer and nothing doing. It's out of bounds and didn't hit anything. Air ball and a turnover for the Lady Eagles. 2:07 to go. A 5-point lead for Hobbs. That's just a 2-possession ball game. So the inbound to Dugan. Still trapped in the backcourt. She will cross the timeline with exactly 2 minutes remaining in the contest. Hand it off to Zumbrin. Deep right corner, cycles it around. Hobbs going to try and trap her up, and she'll bounce it over, and Mojica going to save it on the sideline. That'll be another turnover for Carlsbad. To Hargrove in the front court. Hobbs with a chance to run some more clock, and timeout going to be taken by Coach Joey Carpenter. See if it's a 30 or a 60 with 1:43 remaining. And Carp takes the timeout, and it will be a 60, so we'll take it with them. 1:43 remaining in the ballgame. Hobbs 37, Carlsbad 32. Lady Eagle basketball continues in 30 seconds on Eagle 100.5. Back here in Carlsbad, Hobbs taking the timeout with 1:43 to go in this contest. Hobbs leading Carlsbad 37-32. I'm TJ Miracle, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. And we just got a score update here from Tasker Arena. The Hobbs boys having a fit and a time with the Carlsbad boys, but leading it 49-46 with about the same amount of time in that one as we've got in this one. So it'll be Hobbs basketball out of the Lady Eagles timeout. Mojica, Hargrove, Clay, Cunningham, and Armitage on the floor for Hobbs. Clicking down towards 90 seconds to go to Mojica. Long cross-court pass to Cunningham. Kendall to Clay. Over to Hargrove, working that far right side. Hobbs just trying to burn some clock. 1:25 to go. This is where Carlsbad's Achilles heel of not being real explosive on offense can bite them in the fanny. To Clay, she'll take it up the right lane, lean it in, and she's fouled. Count the bucket and the foul. Brett Clay. Call it on Klusner. That'll be her second personal. Third team foul on Carlsbad, and Brett will get a chance for 3 the old-fashioned way once again. as Serenity Madrano comes in for Carlsbad. Also checking back in Cameron Zumbrin. So Clay at the line for the and one, and it is up and it is good. So now Hobbs leading this one 40-32. 8-point lead, their biggest of the ball game, and tic-tac foul going to be called on Nakaya Mojica. That'll be her first personal, just the first team foul in the quarter two on Hobbs. As the Lady Eagles finally finding a little offense here in the fourth. Brose looks to inbound it. She'll get it into Dugan, who immediately loses it to Armitage. And the Lady Eagles run back to Clay. She will hold up, wait for Brose to go around her, and up and in on the leaner. 42-32, just like that. Hobbs up by 10. 1 minute exactly remaining. Dugan controls it. She'll take it into the left lane. Her shot up, no good. And from the tip, it'll be Armitage who comes away with her fourth. Armitage takes it to the front court and goes to the baseline, and she'll lose the handle on the basketball. 15th turnover for Hobbs, but then Hobbs will pick the pocket back the other way. And 40 seconds to go. Push it to Armitage, who skies on the baseline and gets it to keep it from going out. Now Hobbs can just play a game of keep away if they want to. 30 seconds remaining to Clay. Lane wide open, and Brett says, okay, you're going to leave it wide open. I'll take it up and put it in, but misses the shot. Dugan has her seventh rebound. She'll feed it to a breaking Hayden Brose, who will put it in, and the timeout going to be taken by Coach Matt Enlow. 18 seconds remaining in this contest. Next up after tonight for the Lady Eagles, we will start the second half of district back at the friendly confines of Tasker Arena on Tuesday night with the Lady Coyotes of Roswell High coming to town. We'll have that for you here on Eagle 100.5, Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com. 6:45 Lady Eagle pregame show Tuesday night. Tip-off slated for 7 o'clock as the second half of district gets underway, and Hobbs hoping to be 3-0 going into that, but Carlsbad has battled and given Hobbs all they've wanted. Matter of fact, Carlsbad led this game for all the second quarter, all the third quarter, for the most part. Hobbs came back and tied it briefly in the third, and then for more than half of this fourth quarter, Hobbs' offense finally waking up. Brett Clay taking over. She has 8 points here in this fourth quarter. She's got 15, leads all scorers. So the Cavegirls came to play tonight. Hobbs coming out very sluggish, having trouble with Carlsbad's physicality and size inside. But the Lady Eagles hopefully will prevail in this one. 20 seconds remaining in this contest. And it will be Hobbs basketball out of the Cavegirls timeout. Cavegirls going to put on the pressure. They'll get it into Carolina Seiss, who just checked in. Seiss pushing it to Clay. Clay going to get fouled. I think they're going to call that on. Let's see who they put it up for. Going to put it on 11, Leia Payanis, who got the worst part of that one as she is off hobbling. And that'll put Brett at the line as that put Hobbs in the bonus. So Clay at the line, trying to ice this one. Hobbs up by 8. You can get it to 10 with 15 seconds to go. You feel pretty comfortable with it as Brett's first is up, and it is good. Now 43-34. So Hobbs up by 9. Brett Clay trying to make it 10. Brett eyes it, skies it, and she's got 10 in the quarter, 17 overall, and that will hopefully ice it as they get the inbound to Dugan with 12. Picks up her dribble, still in the backcourt, needs some help. She's just going to have to throw the Hail Mary down to Garcia. She'll throw it across to Zumbrin, who misses it, and then getting the rebound is Garcia. She'll take it underneath, and at the buzzer loses the basketball, and the Hobbs Lady Eagles will survive this one. Our final score tonight, Hobbs 44, Carlsbad 34. The Lady Eagles survive and stay undefeated in district and improve to 22-1 on the season. We'll be back in 2.5 minutes to wrap this one up. Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball continues in a moment. Back here in Carlsbad, your Lady Eagle postgame report as the Lady Eagles survive a scare tonight and pull away at the end and defeat Carlsbad, our final 44-34. Let's take a look at the numbers in this one. We will start with the Cavegirls. Abby Dugan and Rebecca Brown, both in double figures tonight for Carlsbad. They had 10 apiece. Jasmine Gonzalez with 8 on the board, and then Hayden Brose scoring 6. So Carlsbad very good from the free throw line, went 8 of 9 from the charity stripe. Their leading rebounder tonight was Gonzalez, as she finished up with 9 rebounds, 27 rebounds as a team for the Cavegirls. They did win the rebounding battle. They turned the ball over 29 times. Hobbs really picking up the intensity. They turned it over only 11 in the first half, so 18 turnovers in the second. Really helped Hobbs turn the tide. 7 in the first, 8 in the second, 13 in the third, and then 6 in the fourth. That's how Carlsbad gets to their 34. For the Hobbs Lady Eagles, it just kind of felt like they were stuck in neutral for most of the night, but the fourth quarter finally came alive. Only one Lady Eagle in double figures tonight. It was Brett Clay. She finishes up with 17 points, including 10 in that fourth and decisive quarter. She and Kendall Cunningham also the leading rebounders, each with 7 tonight. So Clay with 17, Cunningham with 8 in the book, 6 points for Aliana Armitage. Then you had 3 points for Nakia Mojica, 3 points Bryn Hargrove, and a bucket for Madison Zapata, a bucket for Caitlin Muniz. Oh, I missed one. There we go. Caitlin Muniz with 5 points in the ballgame. There we go. I didn't mean to shortchange Caitlin there. She has 5 points in the ballgame. Hobbs had some trouble from the free throw line, but wound up 11 of 16 from the stripe. 23 rebounds as a team. They had some trouble with Carlsbad's size inside, but still managed 23 rebounds. 15 turnovers for the Lady Eagles, 8 in the first half, 7 in the second. Only 7 points in the first, only 5 in the second. Yeah, only 12 points in the first half for Hobbs. They got 10 points in the third, but then finally got their groove back in the fourth, scoring 22 points in that fourth quarter to survive the scare. They trailed most of the ball game. They got out to a 5-0 lead, and then Carlsbad took the lead 7-5. Hobbs tied at 7-7 at the end of the first, and then Hobbs did not lead again until about 2 minutes left in the third quarter when they tied it briefly, and then Carlsbad retook the lead and held it for about halfway through the fourth quarter. So Hobbs finally getting that push that I think maybe they are going to need moving forward in this season. Carlsbad giving them everything they want tonight. Carlsbad will fall to 16-7 on the season, 1-2 in district. Hobbs will go to 22-1 on the year and 3-0 in district. So congratulations to the Lady Eagles tonight. Next up for Hobbs will be Tuesday night, finally back at the friendly confines of Tasker Arena. The second half of district opens up with the Lady Coyotes of Roswell High coming to town. Of course, we'll have that for you here on Eagle 100.5, Lee County News and Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. And with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on this one. The Lady Eagles battle and come from behind to get the victory 44-34 over the Carlsbad Cavegirls. Tonight's game was brought to you by Lee County State Bank, Lasco Construction, Divine Energy, Hobbs Express, Thriftway in La Tienda, Master Plumbers, Eunice Pump and Supply, Bel Air Bowl, TDS Telecom, the First American Bank of Hobbs, Forest Tire Company, Badger, and NMR Pipeline. For Don Morgan on assignment tonight, for Evie Stuber producing and engineering, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Carlsbad. This has been an exclusive presentation of New Walmart Digital and Eagle 100.5 Sports. Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend.